Your attention span is shorter than that of a goldfish. But wait, this was just an unscientific advertising ploy that came out in 2015. While this starting statistic is thankfully untrue, the average human attention span, in fact, has reduced by 12 minutes in the last 10 years. Think about it. Whether you're trying to cram for an exam a day before, or you're putting together a presentation for work, paying attention is a pain in the ass. There are distractions, focus is fleeting, and there's a monkey mind that wants to do and think of everything but the task at hand. Don't let the goldfish win. Stick around to master the art of focus and learn how to do more with less time. Focus is your ability to fully concentrate on a task while being unfazed by distractions from around and within you. What if I told you there's a state of hyperfocus that you too can achieve in a few steps? More on that later. But first, just like physical stamina, your ability to focus is limited as well. An average human can work efficiently for just 4 to 5 hours a day with breaks. Hear that, 8-hour workday supporters? So, prioritize your goals based on urgency, importance, and value. Prepping for a competitive exam is probably more important than writing a detailed review on your favorite restaurant's page. And I agree, it makes all the difference if you're passionate about the task as well. Focusing is a lot easier and minutes don't feel like hours. Dig deep and try to understand what it is about the task you enjoy. Most times, you're loving the process while hardly thinking of the outcome. Sometimes, what you enjoy might not be the same as your priorities, and that's okay. It might be time to reassess your priorities and actually figure out what to focus on. Why choose priorities when you can just do everything, right? Thinking of multitasking? Don't. Although it's long been encouraged, it's literally impossible for our brains to multitask. Multitasking is essentially context switching. That is, quickly switching back and forth between different tasks rather than focusing on one task. Sounds like you? John Medina, author of Brain Rules, said, "Your error rate goes up 50% and it takes you twice as long to do things while multitasking." Sure, it's not impossible to multitask, but it's almost certainly impossible to multitask efficiently. With multitasking, we are splitting our brain's finite resources and giving less attention to each task and probably performing worse on all of them. So, if you didn't think prioritizing was important, I hope you do now. I'll admit, this sounds odd, but identify your focus hours of the day. It's one of the most significant things you'll ever do. Some people are early birds and some are night owls, and everyone has a unique internal clock based on their circadian rhythm. But most people attain peak focus between 10 to 2 p.m. or between 4 to 10 p.m. Figure out your focus hours. Look for a time of the day when you are clear-headed, optimally rested, and experience zero brain fog. Have you ever experienced low motivation, fatigue, and grogginess? Chances are you probably didn't get enough sleep the previous night.
12 sleepless hours later.
Your day does not start when you wake up. It starts when you go to bed the night before. Healthy sleep is everything, and human brain cannot function as intended without it. Most adults require between 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. And try waking up and going to bed at the same time every day. Avoid caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol later in the day. Build impeccable sleeping habits is the only way to maintain consistent energy levels and focus every day. What difference does food and exercise make to good focus? The answer is a lot. There is a direct link between exercise and cognitive ability, especially attention. Exercise increases the availability of brain chemicals that promote new brain connections and learning. And exercising around 150 minutes per week reduces stress and improves sleep. A balanced diet, rich in amino acids, certain vitamins and minerals, and healthy fats goes a long way in aiding focus. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, avoid foods high in saturated fats, and curb your sugar intake as these have a negative impact on concentration. Also, when I said eat less, I meant it. Most people cannot focus after lunch to save their life. It's called the afternoon blues for a reason. Fluctuating blood sugar levels and serotonin release are a few reasons for your crash. But here's what you can do. Instead of indulging, eat about half of your capacity and drink loads of water. This will definitely help support concentration levels. For an organ that's only 2% of the total body weight, the brain requires around 20% of the total energy produced. That's more than the heart and the kidney combined. Think about this. The brain has an average of 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Now, try to arrange your thoughts and attain focus on bad sleep, a shitty diet, and a non-existent exercise routine. It's impossible. So, to sum up, healthy sleep, a balanced diet, and sufficient exercise all contribute to better brain function and hence better focus. Now that we have understood how to optimize your lifestyle for focus, let's look at ways to improve it. A recent report has revealed that Instagram users are spending 17.6 million hours a day watching Reels. To put that into context, an average user spends around 1.5 hours every day. That means your thumb is walking 2.7 kilometers in a week. That's a lot of ground for a thumb to cover just by scrolling. With so much quick content out there, it's no wonder we're competing with a goldfish for attention spans. Your eyes are your gateway to the world. Focus in your brain is directly anchored to your visual system and what you see. Andrew Huberman, researcher and neuroscientist, strongly implies that limiting visual information is key to help with focus. So, when you feel focus drifting, focus on a small area of your screen or notebook. Do not look away from the problem statement. Be visually focused. In doing so, you're creating a tunnel vision on the task and not introducing new information for your brain to process. You will feel agitation and a strong desire to look away. That's when you know you're doing it right. And try to limit your social media usage. It's a major factor in decreasing our attention span to just 8.25 minutes, which is 12 minutes less than it was 10 years ago, before social media and mobile phones blew up. Try Timeboxing. Allocate a time slot for each item on your to-do list. This ensures you have a set time in the day for the tasks. Elon Musk follows a hyper-productive timeboxing method as well. Timeboxing is just one tool to give you control over time. It will help you measure your results, evaluate your progress, and ultimately give you a better perception and understanding of time. That takes us to the next question. Ideal focus duration should be no longer than 90 minutes at a time. Take a break for 15 to 30 minutes after this.
15 minutes later.
Experiment with different durations and find what works best for you. You can start with 30 minutes or even 45-minute stints. Just remember to take a brief break after. As much as we'd like to be hyper-focused throughout the day, we simply can't. You see why prioritizing is so important? And if none of these tips work for you, just chug down coffee all day. Maybe that might work. Jokes aside, here's how you stay. Although coffee is a controversial topic, it's the most organic supplement you can take for immediate results. Aim to consume the least amount of caffeine that gets you results. Don't drink 4 cups of coffee just because your coworker or classmate does that. Find what works for you and wait 60 to 90 minutes after waking up for your first cup, and avoid it 8 hours before going to sleep, as it can mess up with your sleep schedule. We don't want that. Smaller doses of coffee tend to be more effective than a large intake. If you find yourself starting to feel fatigued, that's the best time to make yourself a small cup. It'll do wonders for your focus levels. Now, about the state of hyperfocus we talked about earlier. Flow is a state of intense concentration and motivation typically reached when an activity poses a challenge equal to or slightly superior to the skills you possess. Flow occurs anytime you're interested and challenged by something you're doing. You can experience it while learning, being creative, or playing a sport. Everything you just learned in this video will help you attain a state of flow, especially figuring out your priorities and what you're passionate about. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button for more videos from me. See you next time.